welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zip with you again. I hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic out there and you're positive. And if you're in the US of A, you might have a day off just to hang out with friends, family, reflect on what is going on in that bigger picture that we talk about, the macro view within this digital asset space. Just got done with a little bit of a workout here, body, mind, and spirit. That's what I'm about. Maintaining the body is important, especially for all these profits that you and I are going to have in the future by taking a risk and investing in this digital asset space, in things like XRP, which we're going to talk about, in things like XLM, which we're going to touch on, and HBAR. This space is moving very, very quickly, and we're seeing all these puzzle pieces come together. But that workout in the morning gets me set, gets me established, sets the day. How does that equate to crypto? Well, I would compare it to crypto by researching, getting the mindset correctly. The mind is very, very important. Understanding what we're investing in, and we start to buy in and take a little bit of risk, and we buy a little bit, maybe 100 XRP to start with, and then we buy another 300 XRP, 500, 600, and the next thing that we know, we're buying little by little as these prices are down right now, and we have a larger bag, as we like to call it, in this crypto space. How many coins do you actually have? That skin in the game are we having? But it's no different than working out. We start with 10 push-ups, we go to 20 push-ups, 30, 40, and we're building up. Same exact philosophy that I use in this crypto space, and I hope that you do as well. As you're seeing this content and you're realizing what is going on from a larger perspective within this space. Now, with that, we love real world use, utility crypto that I talk about on here: XRP, XLM, HBAR, SHX, XDC. There's a lot of phenomenal projects out there, and they all have a very specific piece and part that they are focused on. We know if you are brand new to this environment, welcome to the channel. Please hit the likes, hit the subscribes, as it just helps with this algorithm out here to get this information out to as many folks as absolutely possible, because in the end, that's what we're about. We're here to help the community, and you are absolutely early here, and it is not too late. That's what I want you to hear throughout the theme of today's video, as we're just chilling out here on the water and relaxing a little bit and hanging out with you. Now, Ripple, we know Ripple has piloted and tested with several banks out there. Why? This is documented. Why is it important? Because they're going to use XRP as the money transfer, the internet of value, to move money around. Again, just a little bit of education if you're brand new, trying to figure out, why would I want to hold XRP as compared to Bitcoin? And there's nothing wrong with holding Bitcoin, obviously, but Bitcoin is considered a store of value. And go back in the history of Bitcoin and see why it was actually created to begin with. They've changed that theme a little bit. And anyhow, I'll let you do your own research there. But getting back to XRP and the utility of that digital asset, it's to improve efficiency. It's to also lower costs, improve speed. It supports regulated standardization in an environment to remain compliant. That's that ISO 222 that we talk about all the time. They are going to utilize this technology to change the financial infrastructure, and they have been doing it for years and years. Patience is a key in this environment. As I started this off with fitness, patience is a key. You have to build up the knowledge. You have to build up your bags in crypto. You have to build up your strength if you're talking about fitness, it's no different. You must be patient and do not be emotional. Don't pay any attention to the markets. Look at the bigger picture of where things are going in that transformation of this financial system. Stellar, XLM, dropped the video yesterday on that specifically. What are they doing? We know that they are using applications in Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana. Why? Because they're extending the interoperability between money operators. That's what it's about. Some of these other countries, they live and move money on their phone instantaneously. Stellar and XLM are tying all that together to change the infrastructure and to also be able to bank the unbanked. Folks that have never had access to the US dollar, that's what all this stablecoin environment is for. It is going to broaden and expand the US dollar, these stablecoins like USDC, RLUSD from Ripple, USDT, USD1 that the Trumps are pushing, which is growing tremendously out there. They're going to use this technology to get that into the hands of folks who would like to have the US dollar, and it's going to embolden and strengthen that US dollar in a digital type of way. That's the big picture, and that's what Stellar's doing in these countries. They're also facilitating remittances with the Philippines, where wallet-based payments absolutely dominate everyday life. It's very easy in this world to, think about what you do on a daily basis. Here, as an example, in the US, how we handle money, the banking system that we utilize. It's not the same in other countries, and that's part of why leveling this playing field to put us all on a digital standard, ease of access, lower fees, more efficient and capable products out there. That's where the future is going. We're getting into September now, which is absolutely exciting because Congress is coming back. They're going to work on that Clarity Act bill, which again is the framework. It is the roadway that these institutions are going to use to manage this digital environment. It's going to tell them what to do and what they can't do from a DeFi perspective, what they can do and what they can't do from a security perspective, tokenization, which we talk about a lot on this channel because that is the next wave of implementation in this environment and holding these assets. Again, you hold the software stack. I can't say that enough. This is an absolute amazing time to be alive. Other coins that I like, projects that I like, HBAR. I haven't done a video specifically, a deep dive on HBAR in a while. Drop it in the comments if you'd like me to do that. But HBAR, reading an article this morning, they are absolutely going to be used in the future. And I believe that is one of those projects because it has real world utility, use. It's being applied. Where is it being applied right now? There's a contracting led project with NASA utilizing HBAR DLT technology for providing enterprise level security in transformation of file storage, transferring data, management, providing one source of truth for distributed parties. That's what these technologies can do, and that's what we're seeing in this environment and how it's being implemented. Real world use case. That's why I love these projects. And there's a whole litany of other ones. I'm asked many times, portfolio wise, what do I have? You already know because I speak of them. I don't speak to some of the other projects, the ones that I think are up and coming yet, because there is a lot of risk in this environment. But the ones that are solidified, at least in my mind, XRP, XLM, HBAR, XDC are a few of the ones that are projects that are in the world. They're shaking and they're being used by these institutions, and they're out in the front. We can look at the companies and what they're doing. That's real use case. I mentioned SHX many times. That one's going to be a sleeper, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at it. Now, when I mention these projects, I'm not telling you to go into them. I don't give financial advice. And that's kind of the theme in the beginning of this, as we're talking about. We started with fitness, equated it to crypto, and how we need to get into these projects specifically. Find a project, get enough skin in the game. Do not over liquidate yourselves and have so many different tokens that you're invested in that you only have 100 of this one, 100 of that one, 300 of this one. Build up a nice little stack, a bag, if you would, if you're brand new. A lot of terminology in this environment, but so that when these prices start to take off, we are still shooting for Q4 because of everything else that's in the video library. Go through the library and you'll hear it. But the ETFs, the regulations, and a lot of other inflation, the interest rate drops that we're being told they're coming in September. The M2 money supply that's shooting up. When all this happens, altcoin season is going to rocket. And I still believe it's going to be a little bit of an extended environment as compared to what we have seen previously in years past. Now, with that, I hope you have a fantastic day. Again, get out, touch the grass, touch the water. I'll give you a little panoramic view here in a minute. Enjoy life and get ready for the ride and the thrill of your life. And most importantly, please stay safe. There are a lot of scammers out there, a lot of folks that are just bad, looking to acquire and take advantage of you. Don't let that happen. Stay smart. Do not be emotional. Have an accountability partner, someone you can reach out to if something happens that can just calm your nerves, because they're not directly involved with maybe what is going on, and they can step back, look at it, and just calm you down. But with that, we're going to get ready to get out of here. I'll give you a little panoramic view and try to not make you sick at the same time. And this is how we're just relaxing and decompressing today, to hang out with the family as we travel in this journey together. Now with that, until next time, Zip is out.